Bristol Bobby back there, ladies and gentlemen. That was, woo! I'm going to kill myself. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to slam right in there and sandwich my head right in the coffee maker. That'll be a good thing for me to do. Smash bread. This is appreciated. The only bit I can think of, because I didn't have time to find the new one, is this one. No, before you have sex, before you ever have sex, how simple your fantasies are. They're very simple. Just thinking about a naked body is fantasy enough. Now, you know, after a while, you do more things sexually, you have less to fantasize about. Until, you know, after a while, you're just this little old man thinking, geez, if I can only find a woman to put on a button mask with some girl feet, maybe pee up my ass, I would be a happy man. I didn't have time to prepare, so there you go. That's what you get when I have time to prepare. Anyways, your next comedian, ready for him? Very good. That was a good sign there. This man used to be a lawyer, now a comedian from Los Angeles, California. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Thomas. He's there for Jack.
Thank you, John, for the excellent button mask lead-in. I was sitting in the kitchen thinking, you know, if only he would do a button mask joke. I can't think of anything that would prepare the audience better for what I've written than the old button mask joke. By the old button mask joke, I mean the brand new button mask joke. That's true, I am an ex-lawyer, so that means I am actually the only comedian qualified to be carrying a legal pad this evening. I'll tell you this, I'll just say this right off the bat, I have a lot more at stake than the rest of the guys because I'm the headliner here next week. And if I blow chunks in this 10 minutes, none of you are coming back to see my real show. So, that might almost be fun. You can come back and see which, if any, of these survive. And which get killed before the second trimester is over. All right. They're jokes. All right. Well, you know, I drove out here from Los Angeles. Well, I spent my whole summer doing comedy. I drove out in my Geo Metro convertible. It didn't start out to be a convertible, but exactly, the wind wore the top off. So let's try not to get them before I finish them. Of course, if anyone's ever ridden in a Geo Metro convertible, it's an extremely small car. In fact, it's the only car I've ever bought that actually came in its own box. It said right outside, some assembly required. It said right outside, batteries not included. It said right outside, Revell. Sort of a guy. Nice thing about this car for service, I just mail it back in. So that's pretty good. But so, you know, the amazing thing is, you think a car that small, I'd get an actual spare tire, but I got the same sort of miniature tire. Everybody gets a little donut tire, but mine's cream filled. So, and you know, and I'm of course very economical. When I'm golfing, it doubles as the cart. So, and if it's snowing, I just flip it over and use it as a sled. Toboggan, luge, bobsled. The laboratory, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe I'm the guinea pig. Hey, here, I'll give you one piece of advice. If any of you are driving cross-country in a convertible, wear a lot of sunblock. Because after I finished the drive from Nevada and Arizona, I stopped at a Denny's and it took me almost an hour to get served. As I said, I like to go golfing. I went golfing by myself. On this trip. I've never done that before, and you know what I noticed? If you go golfing by yourself, boy, it really takes the fun out of cheating. I shot 26, by the way. Hey, were you there? 17 holes in one and a triple bogey and a fucking par 3. So, as we said, I used to be a lawyer, and you know, most people hate lawyers. Because, I'll be honest, you all think we're blood-sucking leeches. But you're hypocrites, because you get rear-ended, and what's the first thing you say? I'm going to give you the biggest fucking leech I can find. I think the reason you don't like lawyers, or most people don't like lawyers, is you think we're not ethical, you know, we have no rules to follow, which is not true. We do have rules we have to follow. Of course, we're the ones that wrote them. I went to Ohio State University. university, they require you to take an ethics class. I think most law schools do. Interestingly enough, it's the only pass-fail class you take in law school. So, you think that's funny? I think that's right. Well, I mean, either they catch you cheating or they don't. Here's what's interesting. If you look at a list, like a poll of professions people hate lawyers just a little bit less than they hate dentists. And I think the reason for that is you're afraid at some point you'll need us to sue the dentist. So you're hedging your bets. I get this asked this all the time at shows. How do you represent somebody you know is guilty? You get paid in advance. You know why I don't think people don't like lawyers? I think the media or TV causes misconceptions. I know it did with me. I mean, I wanted to become a lawyer because of Perry Mason. When I opened up my office, the first thing I was thinking is, how did he get fined one goddamn fine a week? Sometimes they had the same client in the summer. So I just thought of it. Okay. A lot of people ask me, Jackie, are we going to go back to law? And, I might. I'm not in no hurry, because I figure the longer I wait, the more gray hair I have, the more I can charge. But in the meantime, while I'm thinking about going back to law, I want to help you, the consumer, instead of use my law degree. So I have, to help you, so what I think one of the big needs is, when I was a lawyer, I couldn't get any of my friends to write wills. And basically, I would hear one of two things. This is the dumbest thing I ever heard. I don't have that much stuff. I'll just remember who's supposed to get it. No, you'll be dead, okay? And I think the most obvious reason people don't like wills is when you think of a will, you think in terms of revenge. And I think that's wrong. When you write a will, I think you should... Okay, you didn't hear that. When you write a will, I think most people think in terms of death. Well, my advice would be, and you probably won't see this coming, think in terms of revenge. That's right, he who laughs last, laughs best. Of course, in your case, it'll be really muffled. You're probably going to hear it. So to aid you in getting revenge, I have written the Jack Thomas Do-It-Yourself Will Writing Kit, my $5 humorous guide for writing your own will. You're welcome. Oh, you're talking to the waitress. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, in this will kit, I provide you with all the forms you need, plus my humorous instructions to write, so you can write a will that is actually legally valid in 49 of 50 states. It's not valid in Louisiana. But I figure if you're from Louisiana, what do you have to give your kids? Besides the defective gene pool. And, see, I know, you can buy like the $10 will kits on the CMTV or the $20 will kits in the office supply store, and you're thinking, why should I buy a will kit from an ex-lawyer while I'm drunk in a bar? Of course, my answer would be because that's when you're most vulnerable. Plus, it's autographed. But here's why I think. See, most will kits don't do what I do. I teach you how to fuck over a relative you don't like. Now, here's a good example in the will. You got a relative you don't like who lives out of town? You let him know that he gets something in the will only on the condition that he shows up to your funeral. Then that means you got to buy that last minute plane ticket that costs like $800. He gets here, you leave $1. You have fucked him for me on the ground. Once again, no one's really going to hear it, but you'll be laughing. So, folks, if this isn't worth $5, shut up. Then you have no sense of value. The other thing I like to do, I like to think of myself as sort of a consumer advocate for you guys. Since I've been on the other side, now I'm on your side. So I put together a list of warning signs that the lawyer you hired, it's warning signs you don't have a very good lawyer. These are just warning signs. Number one, you met him in jail. Number two, when you're discussing your case with him, he keeps saying, no shit. 3, he sharpens his pencils with his teeth. How about he takes his notes with crayons? Number 4, after you finish telling him about your case, he asks you, what were you looking to spend? Number 5, the law books in his office are all from Time Life. Number 6, he asks if you joined his frequent felon program. Or how about this? He makes every Wednesday double coupon day. Number 7, you call him at his home to talk about your divorce case, and your wife answers. By the way, in case you're wondering, it's not necessarily a bad sign that his office is in his home, but it definitely is a bad sign if it's a mobile home. Here's another warning sign you have a bad lawyer. He has you start his car. How about this? He asks if he can catch a ride to court with you. Here's a warning sign he's not a lawyer. He misses your court date because he's grounded. He tells you his last good case was a Budweiser. This is a big tip-off. He complains that it hurts his ears when the judge hits his desk with that wooden hammer thing. It's a gavel. Here's a little tip-off. When you actually get to court, when you're walking in, when the prosecutors see that he's your attorney, they high-five each other. Here's another thing you should look for. If he picks the jury by going duck, duck, goose. Now, this is an odd one, man. You look for this. He has a bald spot on the side of his head. He's going to go, here's a bad sign. He's a ventriloquist. Especially bad if he lets the puppet make the closing argument. How about this instead? He works with a monkey. Okay. Here's a bad sign. At several times during the trial, you catch him playing his Game Boy. Don't hit someone. Okay. Here's another warning sign. He borrows money from you. Another warning sign, when his objection is overruled, he starts to cry. Pouts. Holds his breath. Here's a bad warning sign, and this is, you gotta really look for this. He comes to court wearing open-toed shoes. Here's another one. This is probably pretty well known. He keeps mentioning the 2 Utes. It's a little homage, which means stolen. Here's a sign. Now, I know that a lot of your novices about the law, but you should look at this. The only Latin he knows is Hotne Hiltige, motherfucker, May. 4 more warning signs, and then standing ovation. Here's a warning sign. The judge asks him to quote a precedent to support your position. He says, clock stops here. There, turn. This is a bad sign that he's not a good lawyer and probably the case isn't going well. If he asks a hostile witness to pull my finger. Another warning sign, when you're testifying, he tells you to stop ad-libbing and do it the way we rehearsed it. And the 25th and final warning sign that you don't have a very good attorney, they're shaving your head. I'm Jack Thomas. Don't forget to buy your will kits.